guys, Joebizz34 back again, and I just wanted to show you really quick this very special figure that I picked up. It's based off Hot Toys, but not completely Hot Toys. This is one of those pieces that you would consider a grail piece for owning, and I was lucky enough to snag this one. It came with a hefty price, but it's worth it as far as I'm concerned, being A, an Indiana Jones fan, B, a custom fan, and C, being a fan of the artists that put work into this figure to rework and create a very special, some have actually said, one of the best custom indies they've seen. Now, the hat and the head sculpt are Hot Toys, and they were reworked or repainted by Elvis1976, Sepp, and anybody who's anybody in this hobby knows who he is. And he did weather and paint, added the sweat and the dirt and everything else you see. All the weathering is done by Elvis. The clothes basically were replaced. Not the shoes. The shoes are weathered by Elvis, but are the Hot Toy shoes. The pants and shirt and jacket were replaced by the famous Kato, who makes outstanding clothes. But as everybody knows, it's not cheap. But let me just tell you right now, this is the best leather jacket, especially Indiana Jones jacket, I have ever seen. Okay, bar none. It feels like real leather. Well, not even just leather, like that soft, crushed, almost suede leather. It's a perfect fit. And the body was swapped out, I believe, by, I don't know exactly the details. If you check the threads, either Neo's thread or Elvis's, because I think Elvis actually showed this figure in his thread at one point when he had finished painting it. But it's a custom body. I don't think it's not the original Hot Toys body that came with the Hot Toys Indiana Jones figure. I believe he replaced it with another body, and he swapped out the arms, so it's kind of like a merge between two bodies. I apologize for not knowing the specifics, but he did this because he wanted a certain type of stance, or the way the elbows kind of lie, and getting that his posture correctly. That Harrison Ford posture. And I'll compare it. I'll show you the Hot Toys Indy that I do own. And, once again, it proves the point. Now, as you can see, he had some color in the face and sweat. He did to the face, not saying that I'm anywhere near his talent, but he basically reworked the face in a similar way that I did for my Temple of Doom version of Indy that I had showed the video a while back. And I'll show you guys, I'll do a comparison side by side in a minute between that and the regular Hot Toys Indy that I have. And this way you can see the differences. And like I said, what I'm saying, proving my point again, is that the sculpt is not as bad as people made out if you give it a little, what I infamously call TLC. With a better paint job. I mean, it still has its imperfections, but man oh man if that's not Indy. And I'll take the hat off real quick, lift it up so you can see. I mean, it's definitely the Hot Toys sculpt, but see if I can get a little more light on it. There you go. But, as you can see, with the little extra, paint job and weathering and just adding a little more, character to the face, the lips, the beard, the 5 o'clock shadow there, really brings out Ford's sculpt, the sculpt of Harrison Ford a lot more, and shows a lot more promise. Here it is with his hat kind of like raised up and more like casual as he's had in some scenes. I mean, if that's not Indy, I don't know what is. So I'm going to pause the camera really quick, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some comparisons. Okay, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So there it is once again, the fantastic reworked Indiana Jones done by Elvis1976 Sepp, and then weathering and repainting clothes that were some Hot Toys, some replaced by Kato. The shirt, the jacket, which is fantastic, and the pants. And the only thing I did since getting the figure was swapping out with the gloved hands. I wanted him to wear the gloved hands for this version. Now here's the regular Indy. Now this is what Indy looks like, basically just untouched. There you go. Now, like I said, not terrible, but you know, there's that infamous black eyeliner look under his eyes that people were complaining about. The purrs, you know, I have him looking down on this one because I normally, as you can see, he's holding the bag. I normally have him with the on display with the pedestal with the golden head on it, so that he's trying to take the golden head. So that's why I have him looking down like that. But and then here's the one I reworked for the Temple of Doom version. So once again, if you look at these two, okay, these have both been kind of repainted, reworked, whether by one by Sepp and one by myself, and you know, I think it improves the sculpt drastically. Where here's the one that's just untouched, and although still not as awful as some say, I can definitely see why people would complain. As you can see, the jacket is that's the original shirt, original Hot Toys jacket. You know, looks good, but doesn't come anywhere close to this. I mean, you could just see. The pants are good. They're close in color with what Kato did here. See if I can get a little light on. There you go. But as you can see here, you see they come down to the shoe, where his has a little more of a relaxed, natural fit, where they kind of hover, you know, they kind of come down over the shoe a little more. You know, kind of sag a little more, give it that more relaxed look. A little baggier. This is a little more streamlined. And these are the pants I used for my Temple of Doom. I'm going to replace these at some point. But these were from the Relic Hunter figure that I originally had a custom Indy that I turned into Temple of Doom. So, you know, I do like Indy. Now, I'm going to take the hats off, okay, of all three now. Okay. There we go. So, just zoom in here. See if I can get really close here for you guys. Okay, there you go. So now, like I said, with it being reworked, repainted, see here I added the bruises, his infamous bruises, like I said, and adding that little, maybe extra dirt, weathering sweat, you know, same thing with here, okay, very close. And I think in both cases, if you do this, if you take the time to do that, I mean, you can see even repainting the lips a little bit, you know, which is I did. I repainted the lips, tried to make it a little more fleshlight, gave a little, you know, give a little bit more of that 5 o'clock shadow look. Same thing that Elvis did here, Sepp did here. And I just got this figure, so I had seen pictures that definitely inspired me. So I definitely tried to mimic some of that when I did mine for Temple of Doom, to try to mimic that look, because I was blown away by how just a little extra paint, you know, a little extra, like I said, once again, TLC, can really improve the sculpt. And now here's the unpainted version. So, you know, I mean, like I said, you know, it's not, you know, and in both cases, like this sculpt and this sculpt, we both took time to take away that black eyeliner look within the eyeballs, and that definitely helps. As you can see there, he still kind of has it a little bit. So, I mean, look at that. Look at the difference just by painting it a little bit. It's just amazing. So what I think I'm going to do eventually is with my Hot Toys one, I wasn't as concerned about reworking the original, because I had him mainly displayed, like I said, behind that round pedestal that comes with it, you know, the diorama and all that, which this background that I use for a lot of things is part of it. And you know, like I said, he's kind of hidden back there. So, like, you know, he's kind of more in a permanent display position where, you know, he doesn't really need to be front and center, you know what I mean, as much as like these two I have. So I didn't really go nuts, but I do want to paint his face, and I do want to, let me see if I can get a little less light, a little more light's going to help here. I do want to make him look more like this one, or even this one, and I'm going to bring that over to this guy, you know, and really try to bring it a little more to life, like these are. As far as the jacket and all that, there's no comparison. I mean, the shirt, you can see Kato's shirt is much better. Collar is a little less doll-like. The jacket, like I said, it's unbelievable. I mean, the pants are great. So, I mean, you know, as far as the clothes go, I mean, there's just no compare. But once again, for what I'm going to display him, you know, doing, it doesn't really matter as far as... And the one thing I got to fix, I just noticed, that I have his strap going on the outside of the jacket when he's got it going on the inside and around. So I think I got to rework that. I got to put this inside his jacket, which I just caught that mistake now. So I'm gonna have a little fun. I think I'm gonna try to weather this jacket, maybe kind of make it a little more worn look. You know, kind of try to mimic this jacket a little more. It's impossible to make it this jacket though, because like I said, the feel of this jacket is just unbelievable. I mean, it feels like a real life. I mean, that's why you get what you pay for. It's pricey, but you get top quality stuff. I mean, this is like a real suede or like crushed leather jacket that you would buy and like would pay with a lot of money for. And that's exactly what this jacket is and what it feels like. So I'm very happy. This is a Grail figure for me. I'm glad I picked it up. I always wanted one. And I'm debating, because I do have this here, which I also picked up on the boards, which is a sculpt of the shrunken down premium format version. So originally I wanted to build an Ultimate Indy and kind of include him, but I don't know. I'll see. He comes with the hat too. So I'm gonna see. So I'm gonna paint that up and maybe either make a fourth Indy, and leave this one, or maybe I'll just use this one and replace the head on one of the other ones, like maybe one of this one. This one I'm going to leave alone because that's just a piece of art right there, done by the famous Elvis and Kato, and I picked this up from Neo. So thank you, Neo, for going through with that purchase, and we got that deal done, and I appreciate him selling it to me. And like I said, eventually I'm going to get working on this guy and maybe improve him a little. So that's pretty much it. There's my my Indiana Jones extravaganza right there. So I have to say, I'm very happy with how the Hot Toys head sculpt looks once you rework it and repaint it a little bit. So I'm not as critical or not as much as that. I mean, right there. I mean, once again, if you close my eyes and I never knew this figure existed, and I open him and you say, "Who's that?" I would say that's Harrison Ford. That's Indiana Jones. Once I could say that. With this, I would say, well, it's a doll of Indiana Jones. I mean, or it's loosely, it definitely doesn't have the same punch, as this one does. Or even, like I said, the one I reworked for that matter, because, I still think I was able to bring Ford out a little bit more with what I did. But definitely this is like knocking the ball out of the park right here. And I just wanted to mention one more thing before I go. I promised I would do this. This guy on the boards, great guy. He's making these 1/6 crossbows. And this has nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now, but I promised I would give him a quick shout out and show it. Check this out. Look at the detail on this thing. He's making, he's got an interest thread. His name is, he goes by the username Thainer, Thainer. His full name is Mike. I think he's Mike Thainer. I think is his full name. He goes by a company called Sodat Collectibles. That's how it's spelled. Sodat Collectibles. I guess it's a play on So That Collectibles, but SODAT Collectibles. And he did give me an email address to give to you guys in case you're interested in this or any other things he does. And I'll flash it on the bottom of this video as I'm saying this because I don't remember it by heart. But he includes the sling. You can get this fully made. I got one fully made. So he sculpted it, put it together, painted it. He adds extra bows. You can even get extra arrows, I believe, too. If you pay a little extra. You can get it unpainted, or you can get it like unpainted with just a sling for less money. So he's got different variations of how you can buy these. But if you have a custom that you want to do that involves a crossbow, like this is, I mean, let's face it, most people are going to use this for Daryl of The Walking Dead, which is what I'm planning to do it for, or use the crossbow for. But if you just want a crossbow, a really cool 1/6 crossbow with a lot of detail in general, this is the one to get. And it wasn't too bad. It was pretty reasonable to get this thing completely made and ready. I mean, this thing is just ready to go right out of the package. So pick one up if you're interested. Look him up. He's Thainer on the Sideshow forum, Freaks forums. And once again, I'll flash his email on the bottom of this vid. And check him out, man. Good job, Thainer. Thumbs up, and this is going to be put to good use. I'm going to have a nice Daryl Dixon in my near future as I start to do Walking Dead customs. So that's it, alright? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed taking a closer look at this fantastic Indiana Jones. And till next time, guys, I'll be back with a lot more. There you have it, man. Peace out.